Labor has been shocked this week by the resignation of former leadership contender Shane Jones. Dunedin North Labor MP Dr David Clark joins us for his reaction to the issue, his lobbying on Invermay and Labor's hopes for election year. Good evening, welcome.
Good evening, Rebecca.
Shane Jones surprised quite a few people with his decision to quit politics. What do you think?
Well, I think first thing to acknowledge, it was a personal decision that he's made, and I think he's made a real contribution during his time in politics. No one would doubt that. Personally, I wasn't completely surprised. He has been talking a little bit about life post-politics this year in my private conversations with him, and I get the sense that he was thinking that he might just move on in due course.
Now, he's been outspoken on supermarket practices recently. Is he a big loss to the party?
He has been performing really well lately. I think he's had a high profile because of it. He's raised some real challenges that New Zealand are worried about. I think if Labor wants to reclaim the Treasury benches next election, it actually needs all of its MPs to be working that hard and to have that kind of success.
What else does Labor need to do to get back on those benches? Well,
to get back on those benches, we need to be promoting the policies we've already got. We need to be out talking to people and talking about the kinds of things we want to do that will make life a little bit easier. Our power policy that will put an extra $300, $500 in families' pockets if we manage to get that in place. The affordable housing we want to build, warrant of fitness to make sure that all rental housing is warm and healthy for kids. Those kinds of things. We need to be out making sure that people understand that we have a real plan that will help every New Zealander, not just the few at the top.
What are some of the other issues that you'll be highlighting to attempt to swing votes your way?
Well, I guess locally, certainly, I will be talking a bit about Invermay. That's become a touchstone issue locally, as we see that the government hasn't had a focus on jobs as I think it ought to have had, and others will as well be critical of the way the government's performed. The warm home stuff I mentioned. We think about stuff like our Best Start policy, which will put an extra $60 a week in people's pockets, extend paid parental leave. Looking after the kids who are our future and our future taxpayers, we want them to be doing really well for all of us in the future.
And on the Invermay issue, you had a petition that had 5,000 signatures on it. Where is it at now?
It's rapidly approaching 6,000, which will be the next step. It's gone into a number of local retailers in the past month who've taken it up. And so it's gathering momentum, and that'll be on the government's mind. It will be getting the feedback. I've certainly been sending letters out to people who've signed the petition, thanking them and asking them to collect more signatures from their family members and work colleagues. So I'd just encourage your viewers as well to get out and sign the petition. It's available in the library and the DCC and other places about town local businesses. So please make sure you've signed it.
There doesn't seem to be much good news when it comes to Invermay, and particularly not this week either.
Yes, that's
true. Do you think
true.
the decisions can be changed?
Well, the last 3 days there have been stories about stuff progressing with the restructure at Ag Research, and it does seem like the board is not listening. I am hopeful though, and in fact incredibly optimistic that we'll be successful, because the Minister, Stephen Joyce, has to hold the board to account. And the board must listen to what the Minister says. And their number one risk they're managing is staff retention. The staff are saying they won't shift. And there is a gathering of momentum with the petition, and there are other things to come. The government will know that there is more on its way. Farmers are passing votes of no confidence in the Ag Research Board as we speak. So there's plenty more to run on this story.
Dunedin North Labor MP Dr David Clark, thanks very much for your time.
Thanks, Rebecca.